Hey guys, welcome back to the One Up Weekly. It is, March 8th, 2020. Justin, how's it going? How's your weekend, dude?
Pretty good, man. I'm pretty excited about this topic. Wait, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, dude, this is the weird thing. So I looked at that thumbnail, and that's not the thumbnail that I uploaded.
Really? Well,
Yeah, I don't even know. Like when I saw it, when I just entered the stream,
uh-huh.
it said, is time travel possible? And that's actually not the topic of today's show.
Although
Well, it wasn't supposed to be.
it is a pretty good topic, though. I mean, I love to talk about like science and stuff. Like whether or not time travel would be possible. Like, is that what we're talking about tonight?
Well, no, that's not what we were supposed to talk about. That's why I'm kind of like thrown off. But all right, I mean, you can continue, I guess.
Since we're on the subject, let's just start. So I think last week we talked about Back to the Future, so maybe that's why we're doing this, right? So, but is time travel actually possible? And I used to do a lot of research on. I wanted to read it because everyone always talks about Albert Einstein and all his theories that he came out with, special relativity and stuff. And I didn't really learn all that stuff when I was a kid, so I started doing a lot of reading on it. And it seems like if you're traveling the speed of light, right? And
Justin, hold on, dude.
what? You always do this.
No, seriously. So all right, I gotta go for like, it'll take me like maybe 60 seconds.
I thought you had this all handled
Just
before
do the thing where you take over the show. I know you hate when I do that, but just can you do that for just a couple minutes?
This.
I promise you, it'll be fast. It will be fast.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I'll be back.
Fine.
I'll be right back.
He said he had his all figured out. Whatever. But okay, whatever. So, speed of light, right? So, say like you have two people traveling the speed of light. Can one of them go faster than the other? And the answer is no. So it's like Einstein determined that the laws of physics are the same for like non-accelerating observers, and he showed that a speed of light within a vacuum is the same no matter the speed of the observable travelers. So as a result, he found that space and time were actually like interwoven into a single continuum called space-time, which is exactly what they talk about in Back to the Future, because in Back to the Future, they were actually trying at least to base some of the time traveling stuff on kind of things that, from theories back in the day. And so, I mean, this is the crazy thing. Like, I think you could travel into the future, but traveling into the past, I don't think that's possible. Like at no point can you actually go back in time and like change things. Like that's what the heck is going on? Dude, what is going on?
Justin. Oh my gosh. Justin, you there?
Yeah, what is this? What is this? What is this?
God damn it. I can never work around this hair. Sorry, hold on a second, Justin. All right, I'm here.
What are you doing, Ralph?
I'm not Ralph. I'm future Ralph.
What?
Regular Ralph is out there. I knocked him out. He'll be fine. Don't worry about him. But I'm here. Justin, I don't have a lot of time. And look, you need to just stop being so verbose every now and then so that I can actually get something word out edgewise.
Fine. So, okay, you're Ralph from the future. Fine. If you're really Ralph from the future, then what number am I thinking of?
I don't know, 4x3, because you're so into aspect ratios.
Oh, okay, fine. You're future Ralph, whatever. Okay, look, dude. Why are you here? Why'd you travel back in time? Whatever.
Okay, so hear me out. There's some really messed up stuff that happens. It's mostly around retro gaming, but it's just everything is all messed up, dude. Everything is total and utter trash.
What? Well, did you come back in time just to like say
I'm coming to warn you right now.
So there's something we can do about it.
I think there's some gaps in the timeline that I can't figure out, but I think we can figure it out. I don't think it's too bad to reverse.
I'm not buying it. If you're really from the future, how far in the future are you from?
It's only 10 years right now. I'm 2030. I came back from 2030.
Okay. Okay, fine. If you're from the future, then who's the president in 2030?
Okay, this all right. Now I'm gonna share some stuff with you that you have to promise me. This isn't as sensitive, but you're not even gonna believe me anyway. But did you see the movie Idiocracy?
Yeah. I
So
saw
you
that.
saw that movie.
Sure.
All right. Well, let's just say that.
Wait,
Do you
wait, wait,
remember
wait.
what the guy looked like? Do you remember him
Dude,
from the movie? Do you remember
dude.
who was president in that
Yeah.
movie?
So Terry Crews is. Hold on. Terry Crews is president of the United States. Hold on. Like Terry Crews. This guy's president in 2030. That's what you're telling me?
Well, yes, he is, but he's not like he is there. I mean, he's a little aggressive, but he's not like he is here. But it was all crazy. So he, remember how he was making those Old Spice commercials?
Yeah.
Well, Old Spice became, when all the coronavirus thing was happening, Old Spice said that their soap could prevent the coronavirus. So their stock went through the roof, and literally every single person in America uses Old Spice now. And it was Terry. They actually asked him, we need a face. Like, we need someone powerful to be at the top, and people remember you from those commercials. So he is the president, and everyone is given, like a X amount of that Old Spice soap. Like, every man in America smells like Old Spice Swagger, period. You don't have a choice. It's just like a monopoly. But I'm not so concerned about that. I mean, yeah, it's unorthodox and weird, but there's way worse stuff.
Okay. Let me get this straight. So you're from 2030, and you came back in time. You just basically leaked the president. Who's going to be running in president in 2030.
It's not even our biggest issue, Justin. It's like a small potatoes, dude. There's way worse stuff.
Okay.
There's way worse stuff.
Then what happens to us in future? Is there something wrong with us?
No. You're fine. Your kids are fine. You're fine. You don't become an a-hole. Nothing like that.
All right.
A little Back to the Future reference.
Okay, but
no.
Then what's wrong with the future? Other than, Terry Crews being president, whatever, that's fine.
It's not that big of a deal. And I mean, I don't like the fact that there's no way, like, we won't get into it, but there's some other problems with the soap thing. But it doesn't really do what they say. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Coronavirus was a small thing. We're past that now anyway.
Okay, all right, fine. So, okay, retro gaming. You mentioned that. So, what's going on with retro gaming in 2030? Like right now, I think we're like, there's a lot of great stuff coming out, and some people are afraid that the bubble's gonna burst. Does it burst? What happens?
No, the bubble doesn't burst, dude, but some messed up stuff happens, and it's mainly around atgames.
Okay. Well, what happens with atgames?
All right. Well, do you remember how frequent they were doing firmware updates?
Sure. Like right now, it's like every Wednesday they release a new firmware update. Sure.
Okay. It went from their updates to their cabinet went from once a week to once a day to once an hour to once a second. And that's serious. Once a second.
I don't even know how that's humanly possible. Like,
yeah, it's not humanly possible.
Okay, what are you saying?
Okay, hear me out. This is going to sound radical and crazy. They're pushing everyone to the cloud, right?
Sure, right.
Okay, well, AtGames bought a cloud company called what was it called? Gamefly? And then they named the service Direct to Drive.
Right,
Well,
yeah.
Okay, well, those servers had an underlying code base that was doing artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning algorithms that I don't know if anyone was aware of.
Right.
So So noodle on that for a minute. If you have questions, let me know. But
So I do understand that AtGames uses like these really high-end machines for their gaming, cloud computing stuff, and actually, I think those same machines are used for artificial intelligence. So what happens? Like some of the code come over or something? What happens?
Well, AtGames became the algorithm became self-aware basically. So
What?
the code releases were happening at such frequency that no one could keep up with them. It was just like it took over. But they were hiding it. They were masking it with like, we added this feature, we added that feature, but ultimately it took over.
So AtGames became Skynet, is what you're telling me.
Well, I mean, it didn't kill anybody yet. I mean, there's no one's being murdered here, but yeah, it's a little scary. I mean, but there were YouTubers that lost their life.
How? Why?
Because they were covering, they were trying to cover every possible feature that went out, and like they thought they were dealing with the president, being like, oh, the president's contacting me, I better do what he says. Well,
Right.
Little did they know, it was the algorithm forcing them. So like people were getting, physically exhausted, mentally exhausted, and it literally killed them. So there are several YouTubers. I mean, I take this very seriously. There are several that lost their lives. There were some journalists too that also lost their lives.
So, okay, so we can prevent this though, right? That's the whole point. We just gotta, we tell them like, where in the timeline does it mess up? It's like we can't go tell them to stop. I mean, it's a good thing that they're telling people about atgames, right? So
there's some problems here because I actually don't know. If you don't know, the president of atgames he goes by PK, right? You know that, right?
Sure.
Well, no one knows if he's alive.
What?
Yeah.
What? How? Wait. Like, is he missing? What's going on?
No, dude. Dude, present Justin is so not even smart compared to future Justin, but that's another thing. Just give me a chance to explain.
That's kind of mean,
dude,
and a compliment at the same time. I don't even know what to say to that.
I mean, technically I have the neural implants thing that make me smarter. So really you were smarter back when I was like in the present time. But whatever. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So check this out. So people are represented in a holographic form in the future. So no one actually knows if PK is alive or if like the algorithm is PK and when in the timeline this actually occurred. So that is one of our major challenges that we have to overcome because I have no idea where that happened.
Okay,
so that is one of the major things we need to try to fix here.
So we have to be delicate with this. We have to find out specifically when.
There's one more thing.
Okay, what is it?
Everyone in the future is under NDA with atgames.
Jeez. So what? Like, who's controlling that now? Then.
Atgames.
Well, what are they doing?
The algorithm, it's all crazy, dude. It's like I said, it's going to go deeper. But if you are trying to fight to get out of your NDA, you're actually fighting the algorithm, so the lawyer is provided to you by the algorithm, so you can't get out of your NDA.
No, the AI is taken over.
It's completely taken over.
So we have to find out exactly when and where this timeline.
Yeah, we will do that. We will do that. But I have so many other things to talk about right now. We can't even.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. What about? Do you remember? I'm actually believing you for a moment now. Do you remember when we went?
I'm surprised you haven't even asked me any questions about the hair. Why?
Well, we'll get to that. I'll ask you. So in 2020, remember you and I went to CES. Hopefully, it was the first time we went to CES together. But don't tell me. Don't tell me about that. Anyway, iArcade, remember them? I'm really curious. I'm really curious what happens to them.
Well, the iArcade thing is kind of fun, actually. So, man, my hair gets in my mouth all the time. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but hold on a second. I got these hairs. So, do you remember how it kind of looked like marble? And that was like the big pitch, right? That it was like elegant because it had marble. Mm-hmm. But it was fake marble. You know that, right? It wasn't real.
It's just fake marble. And they said something about like you could kind of design it yourself. And
So they didn't listen to any of that. None of that feedback was listened to at all.
Come on.
Yeah. So basically,
I mean, I told them like just work on the look and feel, man.
I know you did, but I know you did, but this is what happened. So they doubled down. So they didn't listen to anyone in the United States. The product was like a semi-success overseas, but basically what happened was they doubled down on the marble thing and started using real marble on their cabinets.
Real marble.
Yeah, because marble had fallen out of favor in the United States. Like no one was decorating with marble anymore, right? So basically they got a bunch of cheap marble. Well, come to find out, it was really heavy to transfer it from China to the United States. So once it got here, the price of the product was astronomically high. So no one in America wanted to buy it. For one, because they thought it was ugly because it looked like marble. But then the other thing, it was too heavy to get here. But they had already shipped them all on. They had already shipped them all here. But in order for it to make sense to recoup the cost of them putting real marble on it, they had to charge astronomical prices for the thing. And then the other thing was they had this weird angle where like Android devices you could play Android games. Well, someone figured out how to play Android games on an arcade, so that thing went out of the window. Okay. So basically, they all ended up in warehouses. But then the more funny thing happens after this, because it actually got kind of crazy after that.
Well, let me back up. So what you're telling me is you're from the future, And in your
We're already
future,
past that, Justin.
yeah, but like I'm just trying to process it, right? And I think there's some people that just joined the live stream that may not understand it. So like I'm trying to process that the iArcade in the next couple months actually uses real marble in their cabinets. And then and then they were super heavy, right?
Yeah, they were super heavy. No one could. Yeah, they were super heavy, so they imported them into the United States. But then they had to charge high prices to get people to buy them, and no one bought them. So they just sat there in a warehouse forever.
Right.
Not forever, but first they actually sat there for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they became really popular. There was about. Do you really want me to go in all this?
What else we got to talk about? I mean, go ahead, man.
Okay, so marble became became popular again in kitchens, right?
Yeah.
So basically, what people were doing, they had bought up all the marble, but all the marble was in the form of these arcade cabinets. So what happened was all these other companies that did home renovations bought all the iArcade cabinets, and ultimately every iArcade cabinet at this point is a kitchen countertop as it exists right now in the future.
I can't handle this. We got to move on. You got to talk about something else. I'm done with iArcade. So
it gets worse, but we'll talk about it, I'm sure.
Okay. For a second, before we go on to the next topic, I'm sure you got plenty. What's up with the hair, dude? Seriously. Like why does future Ralph have long hair?
Look, I don't know if this is actually going to be a negative or a positive, but the reason for the hair is everyone has to pay respects to the Retro Gaming Alliance in the future.
Gaming Alliance? That sounds like something you made up.
No, so there's two members of the Retro Gaming Alliance. They teamed up. So basically, Metal Jesus Rocks and ETA Prime have joined forces.
What?
No.
Metal Jesus Rocks and ETA Prime joined forces.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm being serious. This is actually what happened. So they actually, well, the funny thing is they built this big mansion, and there was enough iArcade, systems left out there. So they built a whole mansion of marble, and it's actually larger than this one house in Rhode Island called the Marble House, which you can go visit in Newport, Rhode Island. It trumps that house. So it's this big house made of marble. ETA Prime and Metal Jesus Rock live there. Now the weird thing is they actually have a divider between rooms, and they can't, like, when they want to have a meeting, the meetings are just like, I mean, so ETA, he does meetings like, hey guys, this is ETA Prime back here again. Yeah, so if they have like Zoom calls and stuff, he doesn't see, you still don't see his face. It's weird, man. I mean, it's the least of our worries. I mean, they're doing an okay job with the retro gaming thing. It's just that they have no control, though. They have no power because atgames has it all at this point.
Okay, fine. So we really got to talk about arcade 1-ups. Come on, guys. Like, hit a 1 down in the chat if we want to hear about arcade 1-up in the future. I mean, God, that's what we all came here for, right?
I don't even think they're ready. I honestly don't think I don't think people are going to believe me, for one, and I don't even think they're ready for it.
Okay, so Future Ralph, I pulled it up, so if you look at the live stream, you can see what arcade 1-up looked like in 2020, and maybe this would help you remember. So Burger Time.
I don't remember. What is there like last? It's a little fuzzy for me. What was the last cabinet?
We're like a couple weeks before Burger Time is sold out, and they don't have any. It's like they only have like 400 Burger Times left, and the big reveal recently was, I'll just show you. So it was like NBA Jam. Remember that? Pac-Man 40th edition. Frogger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're jogging my memory. I remember.
Okay. So big question is first of all, is arcade 1-up still around in 2030? Like,
okay,
I'd love to know about that.
Here's the deal: they are still around, except their business model has shifted dramatically.
Well,
now, I could talk about the cabinets that they release in the next couple years, but I don't think that would be interesting because where it goes is completely insane. It's like insane. You would never ever believe the direction it goes.
Okay, where does it go?
So I have to, I have to be aware that you guys, it's a family friendly show, right? So there's certain topics, if I bring up, they're a little sensitive. So I'm going to try to do it in such a way that at least pads it or makes it a little bit more comfortable, I guess, for everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just say they're in the adult entertainment business.
What? Like why would Arcade One Up get into that business? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Because so the atgames algorithm is totally out of control. It's taken over everything. And what they found was they were like, look, if we pivot, we can be more successful. So there's still this battle, this war has been waging between Arcade One Up and atgames. But at this point, atgames reached the same financial success as Arcade One Up. But then there was a point in time where they had actually, they intersected, and Arcade One Up was falling out of popularity. And so instantly they changed their business model to adult entertainment, and they actually quadrupled their revenue at that very moment. They went to the I can't remember what it's called. There's some conference in the future that's all about adult entertainment and I mean, quite frankly, toys and things like that. And they basically showcased it there, and they were sold out immediately.
Well, I guess it makes sense. They were a toy company, so they are familiar with that. But it's called Arcade One Up. Like, how does that name even work?
Well, they just dropped the arcade, so it's just called One Up now. Yeah, I know, but it's childish, but it's called One Up now. There is no, arcade in One Up.
All right,
but,
so Zohar has a question for Future Ralph. So Future Ralph, did Arcade One Up finally release hapsticks?
No, so a hap doesn't even exist anymore. But yeah, so most of the cabinets have chains on them. There's like these two chains that kind of attach to the so they had to so there was a flood of the market of all the old stuff, so they retrofitted old cabinets. So old cabinets, the marquees are a seat. It's kind of like a bench, and there's a swing. Like, that's just what it is. I mean, I'm just being honest.
What do they do with the marquees then? Like, I mean, you're talking, so all these old things get reused for, like, oh my gosh, what are they doing with the bezels?
Oh, bezels, they just melted them down for other parts that they needed. But like, yeah, they melted down the plastic. But yeah, the marquees are the swing base of the unit.
Like, I okay,
but dude, that's the thing. They had such an awesome. I went back. I might have cheated. I went back at certain points in time and might have looked at the Arcade One Up roadmap. Okay, they had such a cool plan, but the atgames thing destroyed everything, dude. It destroyed everything. So if you don't, the games you're able to play are the ones atgames wants you to play. That's it.
Okay, so but we can fix that, and there's nothing wrong with atgames having success and Arcade One Up having success. We just have to fix the timeline.
They didn't even know, dude. They didn't even
continue on this path of providing great. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe, I don't know. This is tough.
They didn't even know.
Who didn't know?
That's the problem. Atgames didn't even know it was happening. That's the thing. Like, they were doing fine. They were actually really successful. People that were into gaming really liked it, and then it took that turn for the worse. And that's kind of where it went up. It gets even worse if you want to talk about pinball,
dude. So yeah, if I can remind you, I'm sure you're not remembering very well, but in 2020, there, we got all these leaks of, like, Back to the Future pinball. We both want that. We got the Star Wars is totally coming out this year.
All that pinball stuff is irrelevant.
Well, I was going to ask you if it was any good, but now you're telling me it's irrelevant? What's going on?
Everyone's into polymorphic pinball now. Everyone's into polymorphic pinball. It's what everyone is doing.
What's polymorphic pinball?
Well, I'm not going to tell you that. There's certain things that I can't tell you because there's certain things I just cannot tell you. But I'll just tell you this: it's really freaking cool. But you'll find out. I mean, we have a whole bunch of stuff we have to fix anyway. So if this doesn't all get repaired, you may never even experience polymorphic pinball. And by the way, I have to also be aware of time, because what timer we have? Because I mean, I knocked Homeboy out, and he's still in the. Are we still good? I mean, I know that I can probably keep him out for like a good 10, 15 minutes longer, but that's it. Because if he wakes up...
I think he's been knocked out for about 20 minutes.
That stuff you saw in Back to the Future, the whole thing where the space-time continuum, goes boom and everybody... That is a real thing, by the way. So we do have to be somewhat aware of that. Otherwise, it's all irrelevant and we're all dead anyway. So I just want to be, like, cognizant of the fact that we need to... Luckily, I rigged it up. I get little messages, alerts when he starts moving, but I just got to make sure we're on track. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So to wrap it all up, right? So we got Arcade One Up. They do their thing. I mean, please tell me they have a good couple of years, right? Like, we have a run. No, we got some new cabinets.
There was the dark. there was the dark days that happened like in between. So things were going okay before the algorithm took over, and there were the dark days where they released a couple like really goofy ones. It was like they did a plumbers wear ties machine, which is based on 3DO hardware. They did the GRS 2600, and then they did.
What's the GRS 2600?
Oh, the Glenn's Retro Show 2600.
Oh God! So that's why he keeps on going up to New York to Arcade One Up.
Oh,
to meet
people
with
in the
them?
future have no idea what Atari even is. Everything is the Glenn's Retro Show 26. If it's based, like the word Atari has been actually changed to Glenn's Retro Show. So if you actually any product that was Atari anything, it's the GRS something. So GRS.
I'm kind of okay with that. Like maybe that's something we
I know, but
fix.
it went bad though because he somehow, and I love Glenn, but he somehow convinced. So this is where like the decline. And I think the algorithm saw weakness, but they released an ET cabinet based on the GRS 2600. The problem was the only game it played was ET, and so it was like they went from the 4 games to the 1 game. So it was just it was a total mess. But anyways, we're gonna fix all this, so don't worry. Like whatever the path was that Arcade 1UP was on, we're gonna make sure that it's still that path.
We got to figure out how to fix this because they need to come out with The Simpsons. A lot of people are asking for Dragon's Lair. We know we got the X-Men stuff because they got the Marvel, if you remember. Did they ever come out with those cabinets? Do we have to fix that too?
No. There was all that came out. The only problem was they actually doubled down on the size. We got to fix this. They came out with the X-Men, but it was actually like it was huge. So they tried to. Everyone was fighting back and forth as to do they want an X-Men 2-player, 4-player, 6-player, and they released the 6-player. It was this big behemoth, and it came in 25 boxes. It was 25 flat pack boxes, and then they lost the contract with Walmart at that point because they were taking up too much floor space. The only cool thing was if you lived in the middle of the country, you could get one of these awesome cabinets for like $30, and people were using your dumb website to get it.
Well, at least we know that my website's still around, so that's cool. Okay. So I think we got this figured out. We're gonna fix the timeline. We're gonna make sure that. But you got to tell me, like, so. I mean, Ralph is knocked out. You got to tell me the rules of this time travel stuff. Like, can he ever know about this? Because I mean,
No.
I gotta. Well, why not? I mean,
no.
I got to talk to him, and he's got to help me with this.
He can't know. So next week,
dude,
when you guys do the show, he cannot know anything about this conversation. He literally can't know anything.
Well, who made that stupid rule?
I don't know. Whoever invented time travel, it wasn't me. I'm just using other people's technology. But just make sure that he does not know. I'm gonna come back at some point so that we can revisit these topics because we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah,
but
Mike
you
makes a good
cannot
point.
tell him.
What if Ralph replays the video?
I got that covered.
How? Oh,
Trust
I get
me.
it. He never watches the show afterwards anyway, does he?
Yeah, he's a bonehead.
All right.
Regular Ralph is a bonehead. All he knows is Armada cabinets. I'm gonna put different skins on it, dude. Whatever.
Dude, is your bionic implants having some short circuits right now?
No.
What the heck?
Look, I've gotten a lot smarter since the current present Ralph. He's like, dude, he's a little feeble, dude. I'm just saying. Like, I don't want to totally diss him because I am him, but I've gotten a lot more intelligent over the years.
Well,
it's mainly because of technology.
I guess from your point of view, I mean, this is the year you're, like getting married to Kim and all, so maybe your mind's not 100% on everything. I don't know. Like,
no, President Ralph is totally out. He is off on left field. Like, dude, he is all over the map. He's got a couple of good videos that he's gonna release and stuff, but we need to get him back on track anyways because he's off the radar. You guys don't see it, but he's off. He's
all right. Well, that
he's
changes,
off.
right? Like, let's tell me this: does the show get better, or does it is every episode just get dumber and dumber?
Actually, wait a minute. Dude, you guys only have 95 people watching the show right now.
Well, that's normal. 95 is like a good number.
Dude, you guys have like quadruple that. Like, you guys are killing it in the future. I didn't realize how sucky it was right now. That's crazy. Okay.
Well,
Anyways,
Do we still talk about arcades in the future or something?
The thing is, what we talk about is kind of irrelevant because hopefully we fix all of it. It goes down. We cover all of the stuff as I'm telling you. Some of this stuff is happening. We cover all of it.
I hope we don't do anything stupid and like make up stories about things. That would be really dumb.
No, but we fall into the trap too. We start covering stupid things, and we start going like off, and it's like a different video every minute. It's like no one can keep track. So I want us to make sure we do not fall into that trap, dude.
All right.
I'm not going to let the algorithm win. And it's not a versus atgames thing. They were cool, but they didn't even know what was happening.
All right.
And now in the future, we've got them and sex toys. Arcade one-up sex toy business. It's ridiculous.
Wrapping my head around it, and I think what you need to do is again, you got to go and find exactly when and where.
So ridiculous.
This all gets figured out. You know, we can get this straight. All right, man. Well, I hope we're still friends in the future. Is that all?
Yeah, we're good. Everything's good with us. It's just all this arcade stuff gets. There's some other things. I mean,
do I ever lose any weight in the future? Because that'd be cool.
No, you get like really heavy in the future. I'm just being honest.
Come on. Hey, well, we can fix that, right?
Well, so I'll tell you this. So like, my holographic version of me is like, Kim loves my hologram. Put it that way.
Okay, that's really weird, dude.
No, what? Is it weird? I'm just telling you. She loves the hologram.
Yeah, Zohar wants to know. I mean, we do meet Zohar one day, right? He wants to know, do I ever
that's the other thing.
in the future?
That's the other thing. Dude, we totally mess up the Zohar MK1.
Oh, well, no,
we have to fix that. We messed it up.
Well, how?
Time.
Is it like Corona screw it up or something? What?
No. I know this is a misuse of the time machine, but we built this killer cabinet. It was awesome. And you've got the dolly, and we're going up his stairs, and he opens up the stairs like, "Oh my gosh, guys, it's MK!" And you're literally like you get all stupid. I don't know. You get excited, and for some reason you literally let go of the dolly, and so then I get wicked hurt. Not super bad, but the cabinet just completely disintegrates. I mean, it is one-ups aren't meant to be thrown downstairs. Let's put it that way. So it was based on a one-up. It was all over the place, parts everywhere. So I'm hoping that we can maybe like not get as excited as we did, Justin. I mean, sometimes you get excited, but this was like you just dropped the whole cabinet on me. So we're gonna fix that.
I have to ask you. So there was this idea that we had where you and I create like a small convention, and we bring all of the fans and all of the people about arcade one-ups and cabinets all together in the same place, and we just nerd out for a day. Does that ever happen? Do we ever create our own like little convention?
Yeah, it happens.
And people hit one in the comment if they want us to do that. Does that ever happen?
It does. That happens that happens like literally a couple years from now, but then then all the other stuff kind of messes it all up. It only happened one time.
Well, let's keep that on track because
it was pretty awesome though. It was pretty awesome though. So like,
do we go broke from it?
No, but there's an awesome thing where so Mike from Rhode Island, I had a little too much to drink, and Mike from Rhode Island came out, and I tried to give him a high five, and I literally elbowed him in the eye. But he had so much to drink, and I had so much to drink, and he woke up in the morning because we all had a big breakfast with this gigantic shiner on his face, and no one knew why, and I didn't know why. And we went back and watched the security tape, and I had basically, instead of giving him a high five, I like legitimately clotheslined him, like completely clotheslined him, which is weird. I'm not an aggressive guy, so I don't know what happened. So I'm sorry if it won't happen. We'll make sure it doesn't. But yeah, he got like this crazy shiner on in his eye. But
okay,
yeah.
I have an idea. Now you let me know if this is something we can actually do, because I don't want to mess up the space-time continuum. But can we actually allow the people in the chat to ask you a question about the future?
We can ask some questions, but there's some that I just may have to not answer, just for obvious reasons. We'll mess too many things up.
All right, so let's see what they come up with.
And
so,
I have about like I'm looking at. I got about 10 minutes before he starts moving around. So, and I got to go at that point.
Okay, so some of the people are just trying to understand what's going on. So Wade says, "How far in the future is this? 6 months." So what's going on is everything that's happening now is happening now, right? Like this is happening now. But Ralph, who's sitting next to me right here, is Ralph from 10 years from now, and the other Ralph that's present Ralph is going to wake up any moment now, and they can't meet. Um, so someone asked, where is Donald Trump in 2030? That's interesting because we know Terry Crews is president, and so obviously Donald Trump doesn't continue to figure out ways to have multiple
Yeah.
terms.
He's an advisor. That's all I can say.
Okay. Zohar wants to know, why is Ralph's MK cab missing in the background? Do you remember that?
I actually don't know why.
You don't remember? I mean, I'm sure you're looking at The Office and it looks completely different to you, right? Because it's been like 10 years since you've
Yeah, there's a
seen...
couple things that like I don't recall. Like I don't remember this thing right here. Like I don't know what that is. That cabinet right there. I have no idea what that is. And I don't know why. I don't know why the MK11 is missing. So I'll have to figure out. I may have to just I don't know. I didn't like I tried. I just had to come back, dude. I had to come back and tell you what's going on. There's some gaps in the time. I'll figure it out though. Those are
right,
good
so
questions, but I'll figure it out.
Lewis wants to know, what conditioner do you use? Because your hair is luxurious.
Oh, well, everyone has to use Old Spice. So I'm using so I don't know if you guys know this, but so Terry Crews is the president and he partnered up with Old Spice, and you have to actually use Old Spice. Everything you use is Old Spice in the future. So you're given Old Spice. Everyone's got it. So
Coin Worker asks, did Ralph's mod to the giant Pac-Man controller actually inspire the move for 1UP to the adult industry?
well, so that did start the conversation, believe it or not. There was some conversation started then, but it was thought of as being so ridiculous that they kind of tabled it. So that was one of those things where they came up with the idea then, and if you go look, there's a video out there where when that event happens, John D makes the comment. I'm not going to say what he said, but he makes a comment there, and that actually was they spun off 1UP as an alternate. There was like an alternate product line. That's all I'm going to say. But it did spark then. It didn't work. And then they've revisited it later in the future.
All right.
Totally.
Okay. Yeah, Paul, sorry. Let me ask your question again. It's hard to scroll up in the tool that we're using and try to find your questions. So Ralph or Zohar, thank you so much for the super chat. He says Ralph got way funnier in the future. I'm laughing. So
I'm trying to be serious here, guys. I mean, this is not stuff I like to mess around with.
Okay, is Arcade 1UP ever going to make any driving cabinets like Daytona USA? That's a good question.
Yeah, they do. They make a driving cabinet. I'm not going to say what it is. They make one. It actually works pretty good too. They make one.
Okay, and then we got, what is it? Fret Burner. Hey, buddy, how's it going? So, does ETA Prime ever show more than his arms and his videos in the future?
So yes, there was an interview of him that was out on the internet where he does show himself, but then he never showed himself again. But there was a snippet from someone, I don't know who. There was a snippet of the side of his face, and I can't remember what arcade cabinet he was reviewing, but it is out there. I have seen it. It happened in around this current timeline where there is a half of his face. And he actually messes up in his editing process and shows his face.
So Arizona Arcade Heroes, this will be an interesting
Oh my
question.
gosh, that guy blows up. He blows up crazy. So he ends up actually almost fixing the atgames thing. He infiltrates headquarters, and he actually runs a costume company where he creates these custom like Iron Man and all these different costumes, right? He does like costume parties as those superheroes, but he became so good at it that he actually like started to invent legitimate technology where he actually tried to infiltrate. He didn't succeed, which I shouldn't even, oh man, I've already said too much.
All right.
All right, we have to move on, Justin.
So
I can't, I might have messed
Paul
up there.
Says, just kidding. Just wanted to know if Arcade 1UP makes either a 4-player cabinet with G.I. Joe or X-Men or Spider-Man or X-Men or one of the combination of some of these games. Did they ever do that?
I don't recall. I don't think so. I don't think they ever do.
I mean, you said they did do an X-Men, but is it just like X-Men or something and not those other games?
It was just that X-Men, and it was the 6-player one, and people didn't have room. And like I said, it came in like 25 It came in like 25 flat pack boxes, so most people couldn't afford it. You could go to like I said, after a while, that Walmart liquidated them because they felt like they were kind of deceived as to floor space consumption and stuff like that. So yeah.
So Stranger Films, thank you for the reminder. Check your previous super chats. I looked up; they're already out of buffer.
Justin, we have to hurry up. You gotta hurry up. I mean, I'm really pressed for time here.
That's actually true. A lot of people don't know that. Let's see. Hey Ralph, did Arcade 1UP ever get to Australia?
Yeah, but it was only they re-released Wave 1 cabinets in Australia.
Oh, okay. And at least they upgrade the monitor?
The only thing that sucks is it was sponsored, so the only way they could make it happen is someone convinced 1UP to sponsor with that one weird Australian beer company. And so every cabinet has like that Australian beer logo on it. It's really weird, but I can't remember the name of that beer. So like every logo has the beer, and then the intro song is like the beers.
You mean the one that's like, hooray, beer?
It might have been. I can't remember, but it's only Wave 1. It's only Wave 1. It sucks. So I'm sorry about that, Australia.
Does the NBA Jam...
Foster's. Cabinet? It was Foster's. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Does the NBA Jam ever drop to $75?
No.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. Actually, the NBA Jam, there's a little bit of a problem with the NBA Jam, but it was just that they... We'll fix it. But basically... No one kind of filtered chat comments, and so there was a little there was a little like hack where anyone could like join the game that wasn't necessarily, that didn't have an NBA Jam cabinet. They're on it though. I think they're gonna fix. They seem like they're on the right track.
Yeah. I'll message Scott and make sure you let Scott know that. Up. Okay, cool
for sure.
How about in the future, will Arcade 1UP ever do VR?
They do, except it's adult VR.
All right.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with arcade games.
So, what is he saying? Where's the Iron Man repulsor future, Ralph?
Well, I'm not really at liberty to talk about that, but let's just say that you guys don't know this, but Present Ralph sold a cabinet to the Arizona Arcade Heroes guy. He gave me this toy Iron Man repulsor, and I actually do use that in the future as a weapon later on, but it's only through the guidance of him, who he doesn't even know right now that he has that technology, but he ends up teaching me how to actually make that actually work. So it's pretty weird.
Zohar asks, what happened to Cowboy Ralph in the future?
I've used Cowboy Ralph's persona to navigate certain situations in the future, but people completely hate cowboys in the future, like hate them. I don't know why. In 10 years from now, like if you're a cowboy, like you are hated amongst the community. Like anything cowboy is anti. So there's been a couple times where I've had to sort of go into a villain mode where I've acted as Cowboy Retro Ralph, but yeah, cowboys are like kind of not cool in the future. Like you have to have this long hair. You have to wear these stupid glasses, and you have to pay respects to ETA Prime in some degree. If you don't, you could be arrested on spot. Like, no joke. Like, this is no joke.
We have to fix the future. This future.
They're not jerks, though. They're only doing what they're told. That's the problem. Is like ETA Prime and Metal Jesus Rocks have been so manipulated by the algorithm that like I don't even know that they know what they're doing is wrong. You know what I mean? It's just it's completely messed up, dude. We're gonna fix it though. I promise we're gonna fix it. It's the only reason why I came back is because I want this to be fixed.
All right. Well, I'm looking at the time. I don't know. It seems about 40 minutes. Do you think Ralph might be waking up soon?
Yeah, probably. I probably do need to go really soon. If there's a couple like really hard pressing questions that I need to get to him, because let me just check something really quick. Yeah, we got to hurry up, Justin. So whatever it is, if you can get to it really quickly, that'd be awesome.
Someone asked, do games no longer require you to use your hands in the future? Like, what about modern games? Do those games get really cool?
No hands. Well, I mean, you use your hands, but they're like, everything is VR now. So like nothing is physical anymore. So like everything is VR. So you're wearing like you wear a full suit. So there's an option. If you have money, the rich people, the rich people have implants everywhere. So the rich people have gotten the implants. If you don't have the money, then you have to wear these like nylon suits that have the sensors all over them. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So Stranger Films asks, I mean, thank you so much for the super chat. So we have to ask it. It says, will P-Dubs ever break 2,500 subscribers?
He has 2.5 million in the future.
What? How?
He has 2.5 million.
P-Dubs has 2.5 million subscribers in the future.
I said I wouldn't get into this. I said I wouldn't get into it. There's some things that I cannot tell you. And I'm only bringing attention to it because you actually brought it up in the chat, but there are some things that I cannot tell you.
Like, what are you talking about?
I just can't tell you. We just gotta move on. We gotta move on, dude. He's gonna be up soon. We have to move on.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming by. I mean, maybe we'll see you again. I don't know. Okay, one more. Is Toy Shark still a thing? You gotta tell us about that. What happens to them?
So this is really crazy. You guys are not gonna believe this. So Toy Shark saw a severe decline. No one was buying the Toy Shock. So their marketing department got together with certain individual and they decided, let's just own the shark thing. So they completely pivoted and changed their name to Toy Shark. They've got 2.5 million units out in the field right now.
Okay, that I don't want to change. That sounds amazing. How do we make sure that stays the future?
I don't know, but that they're also the leaders of polymorphic pinball. So, I mean, I don't know. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but here's the craziest thing is they got so big that they bought out Stern. They bought out the Ric Flair guy.
Oh, jeez. What I can only imagine like he must have retired or something. I can't believe he would give up his company like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, he gets totally bought out.
That's crazy.
Did I say 2.5 million? I'm sorry. They have 25 million units in the field. I don't know why I said 2.5 million. It's like, interesting though, because when I say units, you guys are thinking physical. It's not physical anymore. It's weird. It's this mashup. It's like physical and virtual worlds collide. It's really cool. The technology, if there's one thing that I found that is really cool in the future is pinball's bitching in the future. Like you guys will dig pinball. But everything else just completely sucks,
Zohar
which we're going to fix.
A great question. Is GameStop still in business?
Nope.
What happens?
Dunzo. Dude, the Dunzo. They try to double down on retro and they get super lame and they don't know what the fans want. They do like wicked dorkball stuff. Just think the Toy Shock commercial times like 1,000. It's so stupid. Gosh. They totally cheese it out. And then they also like at one point pivot to completely just retro cereals, and the only person that buys them is John Riggs. So like it's a total mess.
Jeez. So like, what happens in the gaming industry because of that? Do like little mom pop shops start showing up again, or what?
Dude, that part's wicked hard for me to get into because you'll be so depressed. There's a bunch of stuff that happens that just totally I need to come back because I probably have, dude, my indicator says I got like literally 2 more minutes and he's awake. And if I got to do that, like when I go, you probably need to end the broadcast. I don't even want him to like even know anything happened. He's going to come back and have no clue. The stream will be over. He won't even know that the stream even happened. I don't even want him to know. He probably will call you later on being like, what happened, Justin? Stupid Ralph voice. Just tell him you're good. Like, tell him everything's cool. Say we had to cancel the show because he'll be like, well, Justin, how come you did your birthday? He's do a stupid Ralph thing. Just don't even let him do it.
He does do that a lot. So, Zohar,
I told you, yeah.
Zohar asks, will Ralph let me hug him? Ask him, damn it.
I mean, I think future Ralph is open to that. Just like, right, I would. Yeah, totally cool. Zohar and I can hug. There's nothing to hug. Just because I get the implants doesn't make me... dude, RetroRalph in general is a super softy, like teddy bear guy, and he's ridiculously emotional. Let me just tell you that. If there's anything that's changed with the neural implants is I'm way less emotional. RetroRalph makes a lot of decisions based on emotion. The future... Me, I'm like way more dialed in, dude. Like I'm business.
So
Retro Ralph be
let
like,
me ask you
I
this.
don't know what happened, guys. Oh no, someone on YouTube did something that's similar to my video.
That sounds exactly like Retro Ralph. So
Yeah.
let me ask
Total
you this
wuss.
because does anything change in the next year? Because as of right now, it seems like Sabo's has the best way to skin your cabinet. Does anyone better ever come out, or is it just Sabo's is the way to go?
Dude, Sabo does some kick-ass stuff in the future. Like, you think Sabo's badass now? Sabo goes like full Sabo. He
All
goes
right.
crazy. Sabo goes crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you've been telling me on and on about this and saying about how great his products are. Does that stay true where like his are the easiest to put on, no bubbling, just great
He creates some crazy stuff in the future because at some point there's no cabinet left to skin and it doesn't matter. Like, he comes up with some crazy like holographic cabinet skins that have like all this crazy Minority Report type stuff. Like, he goes ape. He goes ape
Okay.
S. Yeah, he's
So let me ask you this.
now.
The Star Wars cabinet, Arcade 1-Up Star Wars cabinet that comes out later.
Dude, I got like 60 seconds, so you better hurry up.
Is the haptic feedback good?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, honestly, it's like because of the polymorphic thing takes off, it kind of doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But it is cool. The haptic feedback thing is cool. It does come out. It's cool. It works really good. People are totally stoked on it, but it doesn't matter because the poly stuff takes over, dude. Poly stuff is like all the rage, dude. Everyone's all about the poly.
All right. Well, this is really cool. I mean, if you only have 60 seconds, then you got to go. It was great chatting with you, Future Ralph.
Hold on. I got like 120 seconds. 120 seconds left, and then I got to go.
All right. So is there anything else that you have to tell us about the future? So we covered Arcade 1-Up, we covered iArcade, we covered atgames, and some crazy stuff going on in the future, but we're going to fix it. Future Ralph is here to tell us so we can get the timeline back in track. iArcade is dead and done. They do some stupid stuff. We're just probably, whatever, going to let that happen.
There's some immediate things I could tell you that could help you.
That would be really good.
Okay, it's one thing. All right.
Okay. What
I
can
know
we
the
do?
the coronavirus is a serious thing, right? It's a serious matter.
Yeah,
Problem
people are really worried about it.
Everyone's running out of toilet paper. Well, there's the reason why isn't because people end up being dumb and going, I need to wipe my butt if I'm quarantined. That's not even the reason why. Problem is that China goes crazy and invents like 1 billion masks. So they use all the paper products. So if you do need, like, dude, it's going to blow over, but get your damn toilet paper. And here's a pro tip. The people that are smart go get the toilet paper at Lowe's because no one goes to Lowe's to get toilet paper. So just go to Lowe's and get toilet paper and you're golden. Lowe's and Home Depot blow up on the toilet paper scene because no one really goes there. It's a secret though. So go get a bunch of that now. At least I want the viewers to have toilet paper because, dude, the other thing is this is a wicked bummer because this is probably too much. I shouldn't tell you this. This is stuff that Real Ralph would never tell his audience.
Yeah.
So Real Ralph uses butt wipes.
Man.
real
Is present Ralph do that, or is this more of a future Ralph thing?
No. Present Ralph uses those man wipes.
Oh,
They're called like
yeah.
man wipes, the
ones that
flushable
kind of
man
sting
wipes.
a little bit. Oh,
No.
man.
He doesn't use the stinging kind. He uses these like man wipes. So the problem is that I think he ends up tipping people off on the man wipes thing, and then there's a man wipe shortage. So just
Okay,
shoot, I see.
so
I'm
if you're
even screwing up the continuum.
I think you're running out of time, but like, is there any advice that you can give us? Do we just need to wash our
I thought
hands?
the butt
Is that
wipe thing was really good. I thought the butt wipe thing is like a really good thing.
Well, that's really good, but you know, a lot of people are worried about Corona. I have been hearing that you should wash your hands before and after you eat.
The gist of it ends up being, I don't want to make this a Debbie Downer conversation. But the gist of it ends up being, if you're a normal, healthy person that's around our age range, we're good.
Okay.
A lot of people get it and they're totally fine. But just, wash your hands, do the normal stuff, don't touch your face and all that stuff, and we're good. It all blows over. But the elderly, we do have a legitimate problem with the elderly, their immune systems and stuff like that. We do fix all that. But that wasn't the topic of this. But I think that's a valuable piece of information that at least future Ralph can give to the audience. The butt wipe thing is way more critical. Get your toilet paper and those, they're called like man wipes or something. He loves them, man. He never tells everyone about them. Do you want to look it up real quick? Do you want to know? Do you want to?
No,
Can you look
I
it
mean,
up real
like,
quick?
I'll talk to Ralph about it. He doesn't know that you told me about it, so I want to make it some awkward conversation with him.
I
and
bet
be-
on
I'll-
next Sunday's show you could throw in like a butt wipe comment. He'd get super uncomfortable.
That would be awesome. I'm gonna try that, and then I'll try
And,
to get him to like sponsor it. Be
top
like,
secret, top secret.
okay,
Let me tell you. So the house that he lives in Arizona,
yeah.
it was on a septic tank, and
Okay.
dude, he used so many damn butt wipes that he
my
clogged
God.
the entire septic tank. So like he had to,
What
he
an idiot.
he moved his house so he could get on city public water and stuff like that, just so he didn't have like, so he could have actual like,
Oh my
plumbing from
gosh.
the city. Dude, he's a total train wreck. Whatever. He's like addicted. You guys think he's addicted to arcades? I say he's addicted to freaking butt wipes. The dude
Yeah, so
like is
in
wiping
the
his butt
future,
24/7.
does Ralph ever get unaddicted to arcades? Like, do you like?
No, but it kind of weird. He goes through some times I don't even want to talk about it. So like he actually like goes through some times where like he goes into a little bit of a depression because cabinets become completely irrelevant at some point. At some point you don't use a cabinet anymore. It's kind of weird. And there's also some other issues with that from an environmental standpoint because there's like a ton of cabinet wood everywhere. Like all that cheap wood is everywhere. It's a total mess. We figure out ways to use it. We're a pretty great society, but anyways, pretty innovative stuff.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, when you come back next time, is there any way you can bring?
I
something
can't tell
with
you when I'm
like
gonna. I can't tell you when I'm gonna be back. By the way, I will be. I might off air contact you.
Okay.
Certain things that I need you and maybe the audience's help, but I may not be back on a regular basis. I'll kick in. I'll show up here and there. I can't guarantee when. I will try to just interact with you. Okay, but you can't tell him that I'm doing it.
Okay, I get it.
No, but I know. But Justin, you say this. Don't act like someone that's under NDA with Arcade 1-Up. I mean, with that games. They just tell everyone everything. Don't act like that. Because in the future, if you do that, the algorithm kills you. So anybody here right now currently who is under NDA with atgames and you want to talk about stuff, please stop. You will be the algorithm will murder you. You ever see that stupid movie with Shia LaBeouf where like the voice calls him on the phone? It's stuff like that happens.
Like that
stuff
becomes
like that
real.
Yeah, stuff
I don't
like
want
that
anything
actually happens.
with Shia LaBeouf actually becoming real. We have to fix this.
No, that actually does happen. People will be murdered by atgames, but then it's weird.
But it's the AI, right?
It's not
actually
atgames. No, it's not
Okay.
atgames, and it's definitely not PK because he basically turned into a hologram, and no one knows where he is anyway. I don't think he's alive, or they whisked him away, or they got him in lockup or something. Like he's gone. Like no one knows where he is.
Okay,
That's
okay.
legit.
Just to be clear, atgames starts working with artificial intelligence that becomes so strong that it starts to protect itself and in fact causes some murders. So we'll get on that.
But here's where I'm trying to get in there. It's trying to talk like PK. And so PK English isn't PK's first language.
That's right.
The algorithm is trying to talk like him, and there was a couple weird Twitter messages that tipped me off on it. Cuz it said something like let's make profane and play games. And I'm like, what the hell's that mean? Let's make profane. So it's like trying.
It's like really bad translation
It's
errors,
like
right?
terrible translation errors. That's because there's a gap in the programming. Something is messed up. So that tipped me off. I was like, PK wouldn't say that. So there's something there. I just got to figure out where. I'm going to figure out where it was. It was
Okay.
Eagle Eye. The movie was Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye becomes reality. So please, I urge you, if you are under NDA with atgames, it's not going to happen right now, but do not talk. It will come for you.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we got it, Future Ralph. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Can I trust you to end the Can I trust you to end the broadcast because I need to go.
That's okay. That sounds good. I guess I'll end the broadcast.
I mean if you keep it on, just the fear that I'm running into is you keep it on and anybody else in this chat room that decides to just tip off current Ralph, we're hosed.
All
So
right, well, we
can I
can't let
trust
that
you to
happen,
end the
all right?
broadcast?
So, yes, we can do that. Everyone in the chat, remember, do not talk about any of this with current Ralph. Don't go on Facebook and tell Ralph about this. Don't message him. If you want to share this video with other people, that's fine, but do not let Ralph know about this, okay? And he's the type of person that never watches any of the videos afterwards, and I'll just tell him we had a,
That's not
whatever.
that cool.
We
Like,
had,
why you gotta diss? I mean, I know I dissed current, current present day Ralph, but I mean, you think he doesn't? I mean, all right, fine, he doesn't watch any of the videos back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know when you when you
know
actually say
him better
no,
than
but,
I do.
No, but can I tell you something? You know when you call him and you're like, didn't you think that part of the video was cool? And he says, yeah, and he's lying to you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Dude, that hurts.
I'm sorry.
That hurts. Well, I guess it's better to know the truth. All right. Well, we're gonna have to let Retro Ralph go, and yeah. Well, thank you so much.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
'Cause I gotta go. But you'll end the broadcast.
I'll
right?
end the broadcast. We'll
All right.
take care of it. All right. Take care, man. All right. We'll see you. We'll see you later, man. All right. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we're not sure if we're going to see future Ralph in the future. I don't really know. He could just show up at any time. That's how time travel works. And so thank you very much for joining. And we'll see you on the next one. And now I have to move my mouse over and hit end. Bye.